Schumer didn't walk up to those cameras to celebrate. He walked up knowing Bondi and Patel were watching, knowing the pressure was squeezing in from every direction, and knowing that after today, none of them could hide behind excuses anymore. Because what he said in that first minute didn't just fire a warning shot. It signaled the start of a battle the DOJ has been trying to avoid for years. Today wasn't just a vote. It wasn't just paperwork. Schumer made it sound like Congress had cracked open a locked door, and on the other side, someone was scrambling to keep the lights off. He opened by calling it a victory for victims.
For victims, for the American people, for transparency. But there's a lot more to do. First, when I got to the floor at 3 o'clock, I said that I would offer a unanimous consent request to pass the bill that the House had just passed by an overwhelming majority. And I am the Republicans not wanting to block the bill because we confronted them that they would be forced to, relented and allowed my motion to pass. The motion is just, it's technical, but the motion says that when the House sends the bill over, it automatically goes to the President's desk. The Senate cannot delay it, cannot amend it, cannot change it in any way. We deemed it passed. That's the word, the technical word used. And so this was a very good thing. And Democrats fought and fought and fought to have this happen. It took too long, but we persisted and persisted and got it done. I want to give huge credit to the victims and their courage and their strength. It wouldn't have happened without them. But there's a long, long way to go. First, Johnson should send the bill over now. Right now, there's no reason it can't be on the President's desk in an hour. Second, the President has to sign it. You never know with him. He said he would. Let's wait and see. But third, we have to make sure that all of the documents are released, that there are no games. We know there's a corrupt Justice Department. We know that Bondi and Patel do just what the President asks and wants. And we Democrats, I just had a meeting of 10 of my colleagues, are going to do everything we can to make sure all of it comes to light, and they don't hide evidence against anyone who might be incriminated by these documents. So good victory today. Fight continues until the American people see all of the documents and are satisfied that all of those documents are released and there's no game playing, no cover-up. We are continuing to fight.
Leader Schumer, what are your, sorry.
Well, he got the first question.
I'll take the second one.
Leader Schumer, quick question. What exactly can you do to ensure that all the documents come out, given Pam Bondi and given the Department of Justice, are having an active investigation?
We are going to we have many different ways that we are going to do everything we can to see that everything comes out. Pressure works. If not for the pressure from Democrats, this wouldn't have happened. Bondi didn't release documents. Bondi didn't do what she did, change her mind, say yes, say no. Patel didn't do what they did. Johnson didn't do what he did. Thune didn't do what he did. And the President didn't do what he did without pressure from Democrats. That pressure will continue in every way. And we have talked about 5 or 6 different ways that we're going to see that happens.
Thank you. One of the criticisms that had come out of the Democrats was that this had also been an issue during the Biden administration, and that, why wasn't it taken up? In your opinion, why wasn't it taken up then? Was it just that it was an open investigation and they didn't want to tip their hat?
The difference is real. President Trump campaigned on this. He promised to get this done. He's the one who's backed off on this, period. Yes.
Republicans are saying that you consented to adding this provision into the approach bill that would allow senators to sue if their phone records are obtained. Is that true?
Look, the bottom line is Thune wanted the provision. And we wanted to make sure that at least Democratic senators were protected from Bondi and others who might go after them. So we made it go prospective, not just retroactive. But I'd be for repealing all the provision, all of it. And I hope that happens.
Leadership.
Yes.
Why precisely go with UC and not force a vote to get some of these folks on board?
Because we want to get this done. And if there would have been allowed amendments, they could have delayed it. And if you have amendments, guess where it goes? Not to the President's desk, to the House. And the House, who knows what they do with it. So that was enough.
Leadership.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Leader.
Are you saying that if nothing comes out about President Trump?
But the tone behind it felt like he was sending a message straight to the offices of Bondi and Patel. A message that whatever they're holding back, whatever they're trying to slow walk, whatever they think they can bury, that time is over. Because the moment he stepped onto the Senate floor at 3 o'clock, he forced a decision that the other side didn't want to make. He pushed for unanimous consent, and suddenly Republicans who had been stalling, hesitating, and dodging questions had to face the fact that blocking the bill meant owning the cover-up. And once Schumer backed them into that corner, they folded. They let the motion pass. A tiny technical detail, one word, deemed, but powerful enough to stop any chance of delay. As soon as the House sends the bill over, it goes straight to the president's desk. No amendments, no rewrites, no loopholes, no backrooms. It's locked. But even after that win, Schumer's voice carried the weight of someone who knows this fight is nowhere near over. He gave credit to the victims first, and you could tell he meant it. For years, they've been the ones pushing through silence, pushing against intimidation, pushing against a system that kept telling them to wait. It was their persistence that kept the spotlight on, their stories that forced Congress to act, their frustration that made this moment unavoidable. And Schumer made one thing clear. If not for those victims raising their voices again and again, none of this would be happening right now. But the real tension in his words came when he said the fight wasn't finished, not even close. Because now the question isn't just about passing a bill. It's about whether Bondi and Patel will release everything, every page, every name, every detail. Schumer wasn't subtle. He said outright, there can be no games, no missing files, no careful edits, no selective releases. And when he mentioned a corrupt Justice Department, everyone knew exactly who he meant. He called out Bondi. He called out Patel. He didn't hide behind polite language. He accused them of doing exactly what the president wants, exactly when he wants it. That's when he dropped the part that made reporters lean forward. He said he'd just met with 10 Democratic senators who were all preparing pressure campaigns. Plural. 5 or 6 different ways, he said. Oversight, investigations, legislative forcing mechanisms, media pressure, public demands, whatever it takes. And he said it with the confidence of someone who expects a fight, not cooperation. Then a reporter cut in with the question everyone online had already been asking. What can you actually do? What power do you really have against a DOJ that doesn't want to release everything? Schumer didn't hesitate. He said the only reason anything has happened so far is because Democrats have been relentless. The pressure worked once. It can work again. And the way he said it made it sound like some of those people inside the DOJ are already nervous. Like they know what's sitting in those files, and they know the moment they're public, the country won't be asking mild questions. They'll be demanding accountability. But then came the moment that snapped the room into silence. A reporter asked why this wasn't done years earlier, during the previous administration. Why didn't they release everything then? Schumer didn't give a long speech. He gave a single sentence that felt like a dart thrown across the room. The difference is simple. One administration promised transparency and then backed off. That line landed like a strike. Because he didn't defend anyone. He didn't give excuses. He just made it clear that someone, at some point, walked away from their own promise once they realized the consequences of full transparency. Then the press shifted to another issue, one that had been whispered about behind the scenes. The bill included a provision allowing senators to sue if their phone records were accessed. Republicans tried to frame that as Schumer's decision, but his response was cold and direct. He said Dunn wanted the provision, and he wanted to make sure senators were protected from any attempts by Bondi or others inside the DOJ to use phone records as leverage or intimidation. That one comment revealed the paranoia lurking inside the Senate. If lawmakers are worried the DOJ could use surveillance against them, what else are they worried about? And the tension didn't stop there. Another reporter asked why Schumer used unanimous consent rather than forcing a vote. His answer showed exactly how deep the strategy runs. A vote could lead to amendments. Amendments mean delay. Delay means the bill goes back to the House. And the House, already unpredictable, could twist it, stall it, or bury it completely. Schumer wasn't risking that. He wanted this bill out of Congress and on the president's desk as fast as possible, before any last-minute interference. But the final moment of the press conference was the most unsettling. A reporter started to ask a question, Are you saying that if nothing comes out about the president? And before he could finish, the room shut down. Schumer stepped back, staff stepped in, and the Q&A ended instantly. The implication hung in the air, unanswered. It wasn't about confirming anything. It was about what Schumer didn't want to say on camera, about what those documents might contain, about why so many people on both sides of the aisle suddenly look nervous. Because the truth is, whenever a document release causes this much panic, it usually means the names inside those pages aren't small. It means the consequences aren't minor. It means the fight that started today is only the first step, and the people involved know exactly how explosive the full release could be. Schumer called it a victory, but not a simple one, not a safe one, not a finished one. He made it clear this is a battle against delay, against obstruction, against selective truth. A fight to pull every hidden detail into the light. No matter who is connected, no matter who is embarrassed, no matter who gets exposed. And whether Bondi and Patel cooperate or try to stall again, the pressure is already building. The public wants answers. Victims want closure. And Congress, for the first time in years, seems ready to force the issue to, if you want the full truth to come out, if you want every document released, every name revealed, and every excuse dismantled, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button so this story spreads, drop a comment with your thoughts, and stay tuned. Because the fight for transparency isn't slowing down. It's just getting started.